Hey listeners, welcome back to another episode of Sound Pollution. We have a smaller episode for you this week. For this episode, your Uncle Brent touched base with Andy Server of RMA. We've interviewed all the guys from RMA, and we were delighted to have them in Austin at our first live music event this last year. And we just wanted to take another chance to give them another little oomph and for you guys to learn all about how RMA works, the story behind it, and of course I'm going to drop a few tracks as well. Also, stay tuned towards the end of the episode and I've got a special track from your favorite co-host, Uncle Brent.
All right, so today I'm here with Andy Serber, founder of RMA. So
how's it going?
It's going good. What are you up to today? Did you have anything cool happen today?
I've been doing a lot of farm work today. The Arctic blast has really put us behind here.
Yeah, what do you farm?
We got cattle.
Huh. I didn't think you could run a tractor over them and be okay.
It's generally not advised to run the tractor over them, but you know.
Yeah. But those tractors are pretty cool. They're pretty fun to drive. I mean, I'm sure it wears off after a while.
You know, one of my most creative times is riding around on the tractor because I'll have an idea and it's just me out there in the field riding around on the tractor.
Yeah, and you also probably don't have anything you can write on. And as you're trying to grapple for your phone, you drop it and it falls down on the floorboard and gets in that place that you can't get to because you're an elderly person now and you just don't bend the way you used to.
Ouch, Brent.
Sorry, I was speaking from personal experience. I don't bend. You know, there are ways I should be able to bend and it just don't.
Yeah. Most time you try to bend it and it breaks.
Yeah. I don't force anything now. It's like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen real slow.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for taking time and coming to the Sound Pollution podcast live show. It was awesome to meet you and hear what you do. I like what y'all do. So Renell's talked to me about RMA. Why did you start RMA?
So I wanted to start RMA for one specific reason, and that is because I got sick and tired of record companies coming in and trying to commercialize music. And especially with the Americana type genre that we work within, I don't want anybody else's influence on that song other than the artist that created it. And, you know, we've come to find that, okay, some of them are not commercially successful. Actually, majority of them are not. But we're creating music that is unfiltered. There's no commercial bias to one side or the other of, oh, well, we have to have this particular beat or this tempo or this or that. What we do here is we find artists that want to create good music, real music that comes from the heart, and we put it out there. And that's what I wanted to do, and we created it specifically for that reason, just to get people music that's unbiased, unfiltered. There's nothing more to this music than what the artist wanted on the track. And I think we've really done well with sticking to that mission. We haven't made a hell of a lot of money out of it, but
hey, you're jumping ahead. Stop. Stop talking about money. That's going to happen later on.
All right, got you.
So basically, you're doing this for the artist, and not necessarily someone that's struggling to be an artist. It sounds like you want to give them an avenue to express their voice and stuff, right?
Yeah, and that's why we call it an alliance, because it's not necessarily a record label. It's just an alliance of musicians that have decided, hey, let's come together, let's work together, to produce the song that you hear in your head and put it out there for the public to consume. And that's what we've been able to do. And I would like to see a lot more of that in the industry.
You kind of already went into it, so I want to go, what does RMA mean? Why that name? Other than, the A stands for Alliance, but the other part.
Yeah, so what happened was I used to live in a place called Saltville, Virginia, and we grew up there, and myself and Thumper Salyer and Eric Worley all grew up together playing music together. And the house that I lived in was a little small, tiny 2-story house. And around the bottom level, it was rock masonry all the way around the house. So we were kind of playing rock music, and it just became the rock house. So that's what we would all refer to my place as is, hey, well, let's jam, let's meet at 8:00 over at the rock house. And it turned into rock house. So we just carried that on. Thumper and I actually played in an acoustic duo that was called Rock House one time. So it's been a theme ever since we were teenagers and trying to figure out music and figure out what we were doing. So we just stuck with that. We added the agreements that we've all made with a lot of artists. And the cool thing that we do is you never know who's playing what track on what song. And we may track them multiple times and just pick the one that we like the best. We really all come together when it comes down to producing a song and putting it out for public consumption. And at the end of the day, the thing I like about RMA is the artist has the final say. There's no push one way or another on what you want to do. If you want to do a heavy metal song, we'll do one. Doesn't matter. It's your name on the record, and you get to choose what you want to record. And that's kind of been the foundation of RMA and what we do. And I'm looking forward to progressing with that with different artists. And as we bring on other people that are solid studio musicians that want to track stuff for us and these kind of things, I think that's really going to expand a lot. And the more talent we have available, I think the better music we're going to be able to put out by using that method. And it's not I hate to call it a business model because it's not really a business. It's more of a space to create music that you love and put it out there for other folks to enjoy. And that's what we're going for.
That's kind of cool. What's funny about me is a lot of times when I write songs, because I'm a guitar player, I actually know who I want to play it because of the song. You hear the cries of my children in the background. Sometimes I write for vocalists too. Do you find yourself doing that at all?
I not necessarily. I've been kind of in a slump on the writing side here lately. I don't think I've written a song in the past 2 or 3 years.
Holy shit, they have pills for that.
Yeah, it sucks, but I'll go through these. I've done it. It's like it's cyclic. I'll do it, and then I'll get an idea in my head, and I will no shit sit down and I wrote Another Grave in 10 minutes, and I had the hook for months in my head, and I was just noodling around on the guitar one day, and I found that main riff, that run in A that kind of carries the song. And I was like, oh, that's it. And no shit, 10 minutes later, the whole damn song was complete. I scratched it out on a video, and I sent it to Arnold Davidson. He does a lot of man, that guy's talented. He can play anything. And you can say, hey, I want you to play this instrument, and I want you to play it this way. And he's like, oh, yeah, no problem. And he just does it. And it comes out exactly what you thought it would be. He's phenomenal. But I I just I get in these slumps, and then I'll write 2 or 3 just what I think are fantastic songs. And it seems like the easier they come, the better they are, really, because you just get in that mode and things start flowing. And I have a hard time getting everything down on paper so I don't forget it when I find that groove.
Right. God forbid you have to bend over during that, you know.
Yeah, I can't do that. I gotta sit in the recliner.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Leave the cues on.
I mean, it's not cool you haven't written anything in a while, but my sister died of
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
in a few years ago, and I just couldn't write. It was like I didn't know I couldn't write. I just looked up, and a year later, I was like, I haven't written anything. So I'm still kind of crawling out of that. But it's kind of weird how that stuff happens.
Here I stand, broken pieces of a shattered man. There I was, thinking I could win at the game of love. There you are, take it all and it don't hurt your heart. There you go, but before it's over, there's one thing you should know. Thought you were another star to wish on, a shining light in the dead of night. Loving you was like a suicide mission, but in the end it all comes to light. You take, you hurt, you lie, you cheat, protect yourself and your cold deceit. You can't win, you can't hide, and I won't be there by your side. Later on when your cold heart dies, you finally start to realize. I thought you were another star to wish on, but in the end you're just another grave to piss on. Another grave to piss on. All too often, it all seems to go down this way. For some reason, people find it really hard to do the right thing. It's a damn shame. Always searching for a pasture with greener grass. I guess that's you, and you should know you can kiss my ass. I thought you were another star to wish on, a shining light in the dead of night. Loving you was like a suicide mission, but in the end it all comes to light. You take, you hurt, you lie, you cheat, protect yourself and your cold deceit. You can't win, and you can't hide, and I won't be there by your side. Later on when your cold heart dies, you finally start to realize. I thought you were another star to wish on, but in the end you're just another grave to piss on. Another grave to piss on. protect yourself and your code to see. You can't win and you can't hide, and I won't be there by your side. Later on, when your cold heart dies, you finally start to realize I thought you were another star to wish on, but in the end you're just another grave to piss on. Another grave to piss on.
So what kind of services do you offer artists?
So what we focus on is producing the best song possible. Obviously, we do light screening of the artist, and you got to be able to sing on key. You know, we do have an acceptance process that we use.
You have a criteria? You have a baseline?
We kind of do. We have a baseline, and it's probably not going to work if you write those songs that have, like I said, 15 words and you repeat them 37 times. I just, my folks and my team don't know how to work with that. That's what other places are for, you know. We look for a song that has some cleverness in it. We look for an artist that can deliver that emotional experience. You know, when you hear a song and you start to feel the way that they're singing about it, is kind of what we look for. But we focus on just really crafting the song. We don't do a whole lot with how the artist markets a song, or you know, how they present themselves to the public or anything like that. We focus on crafting the song. And
do you do that from an instrumental standpoint, or do they come to you with a song and say it's just a chorus, but it's something in your vein, and as far as, you know, what you like to do, and so do they have to come to you with a full song, an acoustic demo? You know, kind of, when you talk about we produce it, exactly what do you mean? Do you help them finish the song? Do you write it? Do you do other arrangements? I mean, I know you're talking to the artist as you're doing this, but what is normally you consider to be producing? Because for me, you know, producing can mean a lot of things. There's a producer that gives you money. I've never found one of those. I hear they exist, but I have never found one. So if you find one, let me know. And then there's the producer that will, you know, not only help you finish the song, but then help you record it and help you bring out the best in the song. So, and then there's the producers that mix, and then there's the producers that master. So what kind of producers are y'all?
so we go through the full spectrum. If an artist comes and they don't have a full song, but they just got this badass chorus, and you can tell, you've been in music long enough, when you hear a damn good chorus, you know how the rest of the song needs to go. So we'll work with them to help them out with that. I actually just started working with another artist. I've been wanting this guy to do some stuff with us for years and years. His name's Andy of RMA, just a badass guitar player. And he wrote this amazing song, really dark song. And he sent it to me, and he was like, "Hey, can we do anything with this?" And I listened to it, and I maybe got halfway through the first verse, and I was like, "Holy shit, can we do something with this?"
Yeah. And when you hear a good song, you get really excited. And then you're like, you hate the person that wrote it, because you're like, God damn it, another song I didn't write.
Yeah. I'm finding more enjoyment working with folks on their songs, especially since I've been in this slump. You know, it's like, well, shit, I'm not writing anything worth a damn. At least I get to create. when I'm working with these guys. And, you know, in this situation, he sent me a scratch of the song, and I started messaging him some ideas. I'm like, well, we could do this or we could do that. And he was like, oh, hell yeah. So as schedules go, you know, it was a month or two ago when we talked about it, and we've got to get together and start tracking some stuff out. But I'm hoping that we're going to get that song produced with him and put it out. And really, he's a phenomenal lead guitar player, but he kind of he likes the songwriting aspect and those kind of things. And I really connect with that. I'm a drummer. That's what I do. But I do enjoy to write and get out and play and sing. So it's you know, two different worlds. When somebody hires me to play drums, I play drums, and then I still do like to create music. And I'm finding that as time goes by, I'm liking the studio process a whole lot more, because the possibilities are endless with what you can do. And that's kind of what we're geared toward RMA is, okay, let's take this song and let's make it something that is unique, and let's take these layers and these elements and find different ways to tweak them and adjust them to where this song becomes automatically known to the artist that did it, you know, that style. Or you know, in Eric Worley's song, I played a very unconventional drum beat on Ain't a Love Song. And when I first started playing it, I was like, there's no way in hell that's going to work. And I kept thinking about it, and I was like, no, wait a minute, maybe it does. So it's those kind of things that really get me excited about what we do, and drive my creativity for how we do something different in a song. And that particular example, you know, that drum beat, and I may sound a little bit hypocritical because I don't like looped drum beats, right? But I put more of a funky jazz kind of drum beat in a country song, and it worked. Well, we think it worked.
Have y'all released that song already?
We have. It's out, and he has not bought a jet yet, so maybe it didn't work. I might be wrong.
Across the room, your lips were painted red and your eyes so bright they outshine the moon. And then I heard you laugh, it took my breath away, and I knew then that I had to accent. Took my last drink and walked in your direction. When your wedding ring caught my attention, to sing a love song, it's just a pretty melody. No happy ending, a goodnight kiss, at least not for me. You ain't my princess, then I'm not your Prince Charming. Song. I finally found you after years of searching. Who knew what was the summer love? I still carry the flame. You're just as beautiful as you were when you were 17. Guess your last name is the only thing that's changed. The same love song, it's just a pretty melody. No happy ending, a goodnight kiss, at least not for me. You ain't my princess, and I'm not your Prince Charming. Oh, no. The same love song, the same love song. Just a pretty melody. No happy ending, a goodnight kiss, at least not for me. You ain't my princess, no matter how bad I want you to be. Oh no. The same love song,
Are you an emerging Texas artist looking for a platform to share your talent? Well, you're in luck. All you need to do is send your videos right here to videos@texasscenetv.com. You'll have your shot for your video to be shown to the world right here on the newest, hottest channel for music, Texas Scene TV.
So basically, you're going to pretty much do pre-production with an artist, and that's where if they have a song, you'll help them refine it, and then after that's done, then you'll take it into the studio and track it with them. And will you do this remotely, or will you do it in the studio?
We've done it both ways. It depends. It really depends on schedules and the artist and what influence they want to have. Some artists are okay to say, okay, I've scratched out the vocals and the rhythm guitar. You guys go do what you do and we'll talk about it. They're okay with that. They don't want to be involved at all. Other artists are like, I kind of like to talk to the people playing lead. And, I want to talk to the bass player and give them the ideas. And we can handle both of those situations. Cool thing about it is even if we do go track it without the artist's influence and they hate it, we're so open. All you got to do is say, no, that sucks. We hate it. We got to do something different. And then we'll start asking questions. I ask a lot of questions when I work with an artist. What are you going for? What kind of feeling do you want to invoke when people listen to this song?
You've already went into that, this question, and I told you, hey, that's coming up later. So how do y'all guys, RMA, generate an income? Even if it's not a lot, how do you generate an income? Do you charge the artist? Do you do booking for venues? How do you make your money as far as RMA? Because y'all are an actual business, I think, when we're talking about you're like a legitimate business.
We are, but I guess the answer is we don't make any damn money. Really what I want this alliance to be is a group of musicians that come together and generate the best music that they can. And I'm not really, it's from a business perspective, it's probably one of the shittiest business models you've ever seen in your life, because basically we don't take any profit. And that's not what we're about. It's not about trying to make money. It really is just an alliance of a lot of folks. So, I mean, we pay the guys that track stuff for us and this and that and the other. Sometimes RMA will front that money to the artist, and then as their sales come in, they'll pay us back what we fronted them. Pretty much 0% interest loan. I don't want to take anything away from artists. That's not what I'm after. I'm after good music, and I could really give a shit less about the money side of it. Now, I would hope that if one of our artists really hit it big, that they would help us out and, hook us up with some revenue that we could go find other artists and have the capital available to bring them up.
How many artists do you have on your roster right now?
We've got 4 right now. And, I'm always pushing to try to grow that. I think really where what I'll say is failed is I haven't put enough effort into explaining to people what we do here and exactly what benefits that you would have with working with us. And I will tell you, I'm super thankful to you and Raynell for putting us out there on your podcast and everything that you guys do for us. I mean, you had us out in Austin, and that show was badass. We all had a good time.
Some people had too good of a time.
Yeah. But, I think that's one of the areas that I've failed on. And like I said, I thank you and Raynell for always mentioning us and keeping us relevant and in the forefront on what you guys do. So we're very appreciative of that. As things kind of progress and move forward, and I think some of these things are going to be developing as we move forward. And really, just the more we expand the artist and add new artists, the more talent we have in the arsenal just to go and get in the trenches and just bang out a badass song. And that's kind of what we're after and what we're looking for.
All right, again, as always, I want to thank everybody for listening to an episode of the show. Please drop down in those links below and shoot RMA a message if you might be interested in working with them, or just give them a follow on social media. All the information is below. Also, please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share to Sound Pollution. We are your home for independent artists, and we want to help spread the cool music around. And before we take off, I promised you a track from your Uncle Brent. So that is going to see us out for the show. Remember to get out there, guys, and make some noise.
to